is going on? This video we are going to be putting on the Varex muffler. So I'm going to do this a little differently than how I said. I'm going to take it out and test it real quick, just see how it works. I've been reading up on it, and I was wrong about some things in the unboxing video. Basically, this motor here, it actually is just looking for 12 volt and a ground. And when you hit the remote one way or the other, it reverses the ground and the positive, and it either opens or closes. So you can stop this anytime between fully open and fully closed and try to dial in sound, but most people are probably just going to go fully open, fully closed. So basically the way this is going to go is, because the car is still at my friend's shop, he's finished, well, by the time this video is up, he's finished with all the body work. All the rust is gone, all new stuff welded in, which you would have seen in the last video. But as the time I'm filming this, it's still there, so I figured I'd have him weld it on. I'll leave it on the quiet setting so the flap will be shut. We'll drive it back here, and then I'll wire it up, and we'll test it, and do some before and after sound clips. So let me pull it out. I'm going to use the cigarette lighter, and we're going to test it in the caliber. So hold on real quick. Alright, so to test this, we got the box plugged in. This is what actually does the reversing of positive and ground. We got our cigarette lighter. Here is our cigarette lighter piece here. I will not be using this in the Stratus. We will put it to a key on wire. I'll probably have to open this up to see what amp fuse is in there. So plug that in. Box is green. I got it sitting over here. So we have this all plugged in now, and I'll grab my remote and we'll look down here. As you can see, it's closed. We'll hit one, that's closed. Hit the other, open. Get a good view. And see, if I just tap the button, it doesn't, it just stops wherever. So open, close, open, close. You get the idea, it works. So you know the muffler works. I have it on fully closed. So now what we're going to do is we'll pack up the wiring, just leave it on the side, and I'll run the muffler up to my buddy's shop. He will weld a new flange, because my exhaust doesn't have a flange for the muffler. He'll weld a little flange on for the muffler, maybe have to finagle some pipe, and we'll bring the car back here and wire it up. So unfortunately, I'm not. I mean, it's just welding on a flange. That's not too exciting. We'll take a little look at what it looks like when we're done. So we'll catch up once the muffler's on the car. There is the old Walker sound effects muffler. Got the new one welded on there. Let me pop my light out real quick. So here it is. Let me get some light on it. We'll get a better view once it's outside when we do the sound test. There's the plug hanging down. But so yeah, so now it's welded on, has hangers. We didn't use the clamp, we just welded a stainless steel 90 on it, and then over here it's welded to just a normal reducer and clamped on, so that way we can replace the rest of the exhaust with 2.5 at some point. But yeah, there it is, welded on, hung up real nice and tight, and it's a lot smaller than the other muffler. So let's get inside and start on the wiring. So this is the rest of the kit. This is what I will be installing after I had my friend Chris weld on the muffler. The fobs, that's the last thing we'll need. The box, not that important. I'm not going to use the cigarette lighter. I'm going to wire it into a key on. So I got one of these fuse bus jumper piece guys, and 10 amp fuse for it. I just kind of guessed the fuse size. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this apart real quick and see actually what fuse is in there. read that. So this guy is actually an 8 amp fuse, so a 10 isn't that bad of a difference, but we'll have to pop it apart and see what wire goes where. So after I had that all unscrewed, I just took a flathead and these two side pieces popped apart, and what I did is I decided to check which wire was power and ground. I had a feeling that the blue stripe was the power. It is. And this is the side piece. That's the solid black. That is your ground. So now what I need to do is I need to fish this connector down to the muffler and through the car. I'm probably going to start in the trunk, feed this down and hook it up, leave a little bit of slack up in the trunk area, then fish the rest of this through the car, and then I have to get to here, to this fuse box. I don't know if it's gonna, let me get some light. And as you can see, I've hidden some other wires in here in the past. So there's a little ground point that I'm using for other stuff, and so we'll have to snake it all along here, up through the trunk, over to the far side of the trunk. So my battery box is going to make things a little difficult, but down, I don't know if I can do this, down, let me see if I can get the camera in here, down here, behind the carpet, yeah, there it is, that's a little trunk vent, that's what we're going to feed the wire through, and that is like basically right here under the taillight on the side, and then we'll just fish it from underneath, and then I'll just fish it underneath all that carpet, and then up the driver's side of the car. That's the clip that goes to the motor, and then here is the clip I just fished through. It was real easy. There it is, all plugged in. Now let's pull some back up. Then all the cord is fished through into the cabin area. And there is our mess of wires. And then we'll fish it up just a little bit further, and I'll get back to you once we're up by the fuse box. So here's the plug ran through. I shortened it because I did not need all that. I still have quite a bit to pull through. So what I got to do now is put the blue striped black wire onto the little bus port. I'll strip and put that on there, and then the black I'll put a little terminal on, and we'll put it in. We got our connector for our box, and then we'll test it real quick, and then if all works, we'll do a sound test. So I can't really get the focus too well, but number 14 is the radio, and number 14 is right down here in the bottom row. So there's where we're going to put our ground with that other ground right there on that nice bare metal, and we'll put the fuse in there, and we'll probably stuff the box back in here somewhere a little bit out of the way, maybe with some double-sided tape. Alright, so have everything in here. The box is just dangling for right now, but the ground is hooked up, power is hooked up. Let me go ahead and turn on the key. Box is green. Radio's on. So now, radio's on static. Let's turn that off. Let me grab the key fob. Let's go to the back. Take a peek. Alright, here's the muffler. It is closed. We've got the remote here. Open. So now we know it works. We can tuck the rest of the way. Now I just got to pull the car out and we can do a sound test. So let's pull this thing outside. Alright, so it's the next day. It's nice out. Got the remote, and the car is actually running right now. So that is what the muffler looks like, and that's what it sounds like at idle. This is the remote. A is close. Let me open it for you. That's a big difference. That's just idle. Just like the Walker muffler, I'm going to set my camera up on this little pad, pointing the car. and I'm going to rev it up to about 5,000. Then I'm going to open it and rev it to 5,000 again. And then I got my GoPro in the car just in case I say anything inside. I'll cut to that. And then we'll do a quick drive with the GoPro. The audio is not as good as the Canon, but we'll try it out. So let me set this up. Alright, so just set up the Canon. We're going to have it closed. We're going to rev it up to 5,000. Pretty quiet. Now let's open it. That's a different tone for sure. That's a lot louder. It ain't straight pipe loud, but it's louder. Let me close that real quick. And we're going to go for a drive real quick. Alright, so go for a quick drive. Got the windows down. It's like 45 out. Closed. That was closed. That was full rev out. Now we're going to open it. That wasn't even a lot, and that was pretty loud. Backfires. That's a nice tone. It is very deep. I like it a lot. That is a very good tone. Oh. Alright, we'll go closed again. We'll go down this hill. No exhaust noise at all. It's all engine. I can't hear the exhaust at all when it's stealth mode. Hopefully there's not too much wind noise. This is loud. Such a nice tone. Let's go quiet. It's all engine noise. This is awesome. You can go completely stealth with this muffler. This is a perfect muffler for a sleeper. Or if you're like me and you like your neighbors. Let's go loud. I love it. Alright, so that's basically it. It's super easy to wire. You could even just use the cigarette lighter if you wanted to, and basically almost just have to run a wire, not do anything else. And just bolt it on, have someone put hangers on or weld it on, however you want to do it. It comes with 2 of these key fobs. You know, once you take the blue off, they're nice, you know, brushed silver or whatever. And so I'm going to throw one in the glove box just in case this battery dies. But I really like the way it sounds. I think this is the best muffler I probably have had on the car. And like I said, I think I might plan on going full 2.5 from the headers. Just because, I mean, I'm not turbo or anything, but it is slightly larger engine. It's the 3-liter V6, if you guys are new to the channel. And so it's 2 1/4 piping with the stock headers. No one makes headers for this car. I'd have to get someone to custom make them. So that's basically it. Hopefully the sound on the GoPro came out when I did a little drive around, because it is super deep and throaty. It's still loud, but it's a deeper tone, and I really like it. It really complements the V6, and when it's closed, there's no exhaust sound at all. The only thing you hear is intake noise and like engine winding noise. So hope you guys liked the video. I kind of plan, that's the old muffler, the sound effects muffler. I'm going to cut it up and see what's inside in a later video. So till next time, like and subscribe.